Hey guys, welcome back to Ace Finance, and in today's video, if you are an aspiring trader looking to be profitable, I am here to show you a technique that's pretty easy to implement and it'll help you find trades that are more likely to work in your favor, giving you that edge you need to be profitable. So I'm going to go over Bitcoin first, and then I'm going to show you the trades that I'm talking about that'll give you that edge and how to use certain techniques to find those trades. So getting into Bitcoin, before we take any alt trades, we need to make sure we understand the direction Bitcoin is headed in, because Bitcoin dictates how the alts move for the most part, at least on the non-on-chain side. On-chain is a bit wishy-washy. It can have its own mind of its own. And if you guys don't know what on-chain is, it simply means coins not available on centralized exchanges. So with Bitcoin, we're going to assess which direction it's headed in. Recently, we had some FUD come into the market, which dropped us about 6-8%. Right now, I am expecting the market to continue to drop. Bitcoin's on a downtrend trajectory. You can see that. We're curling towards the downside, it looks like. We still have a lot of moving averages to get over. So right away, the pressure is on the downside because we are under the moving averages. We don't have the support of the moving averages. We have the pressure towards the downside. We have the trend towards the downside. So we can expect a rollover. And usually the market likes to fill wicks. So I'm going to show you this wick right here. We've got that wick towards the downside. You can see I've marked it with a red line. Usually what happens is markets like to fill these wicks. So we're probably going to head towards 102K, take out the liquidity under these stops and begin to reverse. So we have a short window of opportunity to actually see that happen. It might take a little bit longer. We might have to extend this line right here. So this could happen over the course of the next 2-3 days before we actually get there. So we have to assess the direction of where Bitcoin is headed before we make any alt trades. And right now, my assessment is that we're going to head down for the next few days. So then I have to look out for coins that I think are going to drop with Bitcoin. And how do we do that? Well, usually I like to look at coins that have had a huge run up because they have more space to fall rather than coins that have been ranging for months. So the coins that fit that criteria is a coin called Hype. And over here is the coin called Hype. And the way I identified this coin, and this is the trick you guys can use to find coins and trading opportunities to be profitable, is look for bearish divergence or bullish divergence. And what I mean by that is you're going to have to add the MACD tool, and you can do that by going to indicators, typing in MACD. You'll see it's called moving average convergence divergence, or you could add also, and you can also add the RSI, relative strength index. Now, the way you find these trades is by looking for bearish or bullish divergence. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's really easy to spot. It's a visual thing. And all you have to do is see when price actually makes a higher high. So we can see price made a high of $38. Then it went even higher to $44. However, did the RSI and MACD match? No, they didn't. So you can take a look at that. You can see the RSI did not match the price. Neither did the MACD. Now, one of them on their own is a strong confirmation, but both of them is a really strong confirmation that price is most likely going to correct. So we can see that the price of Hype is actually dropping right now. We had a huge wick, it came back up, and for me, I took this as an opportunity to short. So if you guys don't follow me on YouTube, make sure to do so, because I did post about this yesterday, 19 hours ago. The news FUD stopped me out of all my trades, so I had a couple of trades going to the long side until we got it, but I got stopped out, part of the game. However, Hype looks good for a short. I've taken a position to short, targeting $35 or $36 from 42. So we're going to take a look at this trade and break it down real quick. Why did I do it on the $42? Well, you can see that we attempted to push back up here. We had a lot of wicks showing up. The wicks represent a lot of selling pressure. We couldn't hold the price, and that they were cannibalized as they were trying to push up. So I noticed that, and I was thinking to myself, you know what, that's an opportunity right there. I can have a trade idea that has a pretty short risk range. And I put it on my fibs, and you can see it hit exactly the 786. And for me, that was a no-brainer entry. So entered at 42, stop at 43, 43 and a half. If you want to be a little bit more generous to yourself, give you the extra room. The R&R is still good. R&R is risk to reward. And I entered the trade, and currently I am sitting at about 3% profit, which is good if you have the position size for it, but it doesn't really matter. It's relative to your account. That's what you're working with. That's how it's supposed to go until you build your account bigger. So right now, this is the trade idea we've got, and we're looking to target the channel. So you guys can see I've got this channel going from the top to the bottom. You can see we've held this once, twice, 3, 4. That's great. So with Bitcoin moving towards the downside, I expect Hype to make this down move and potentially even correct even lower, because we have also, on top of what I just showed you, we have a fair value gap around this area right there, 28, 29. And eventually I do expect Hype to correct even more, but the way that these shorts work is that they move in chunks. So let me explain what I mean by that. Well, when we were moving down here, you can see this was a whole move towards the downside, right? And we're going to measure that. That took how many days to execute, so you guys can have an idea of how long these trades take. So from here to there, that took about 108 days. That's almost 3 months of down move. And this chop right here is brutal, absolutely brutal. But the way you work with this is you need to realize that you need a good entry. You need optimal entry so you can stomach these drawdowns. But even with that, it would be a lot harder. Instead, for these types of trades, it helps to wait for the break of something like this. So you can see right there. And we're going to apply that to this trade today, which is why I'm targeting the bottom of this range. You can see my profit. I'm going to take it down there. However, I do also have another target down here, and I'm anticipating this stuff to happen. You can see how I'm planning out my trades. You have to plan out your trades. Other than planning out your trades, the next thing that comes in is execution. You have to be able to execute. You can't, sit, wait, and wonder whether we're actually going to go higher. You have to kind of implement the risk. Let the stop do the worrying for you. Don't worry about whether you lose the money or not. That's part of the game. You're going to lose your trades. You're not going to be right 100% of the time. It's not realistic. However, if you have right mechanics and right strategy, you can make these trades work for you and pay for future trades as well. The idea is you need to have optimal risk to reward. So I'm risking 2% of my account, but that 2% is going to make me potentially 7 times the amount I risk, because my risk to reward ratio right there, you can see it, is 7.55. So usually I aim for a 3 risk to reward minimum, but this trade just happens to be a 7.55 because, well, that's what the setup is showing me. So like I said, the last one took about, this took a long time to break, 41 days. So we're not going to go ahead and hold until this target, because God knows how long that's going to take to get there. However, what we are going to do is we're going to take profit here. And then if we manage to break out of this, right, you can see we have this channel. If we break out of this channel, then we're going to look for a trade to potentially trade down here, take the bounce, trade down here, bounce, and then probably target this area right there. So you can see over here, what we had is we had a break. Sometimes we get a retest, not always, but sometimes you get a retest at the channel. We didn't get that. However, we did get a little bit of resistance right there. You can see that. Reason being is when support breaks, which was right here, and right there, all that, you can see that, it turns into resistance. So this was the entry point right there. You had about 4 days to get it. And once the support didn't break towards the upside, the continuation happened again. Then you get a retracement for 12 days, a long time. You got to be patient with these things, and then you got to move towards the downside. So there's a lot of potential and opportunity with shorts. You just have to be patient with them because they do take time to play out. And right now, as you can see, if we dive into the hour, well, the moving average is giving way, dropping to the downside. You can see right there, this trend line was holding really nicely up until we broke it. And then we got the retest, and now the continuation is happening. Probably going to take a few days to play out, a day or two. And that's going to be a beautiful 11% trade. Amazing. We'd love seeing that. So this is one trade I'm focused on. Hype, pretty easy. It's already gone for the opportunity. But if you guys want more opportunities like this, let me know in the comments down below if you guys like these type of breakdowns. Now, the next one I'm anticipating to work out is going to be Giga. And I'm very bullish on Giga because I just like the chart structure. It speaks to me. And I'm going to break it down for you guys. Right now, we are getting a little bit of red, but that's okay. As a whole, you can see the bigger structure so far. Again, this can change if Bitcoin breaks down. I don't know how Giga is going to react, which is why I closed out all my longs. So Giga is currently in the channel towards the upside. It's grinding up really nicely. And these moves usually set up explosive moves to the upside or downside, depending on where they're going. On the flip side, the bearish, this is also could be a bear flag. However, because it is a meme coin, I don't really expect it to break down. A lot of other meme coins have been breaking towards the upside. They break one by one. They don't break all at once. We had Fartcoin, we had SPX, we had Popcat, the list goes on. And Giga's turn is just a matter of time. So for Giga, I was targeting this area right here. However, the longer this takes, and depending on the circumstances, the targets I have will be raised. I might take out 10% here, 20% there, and the whole bag here. But for the most part, it depends on the context. So if Bitcoin breaks all-time high, then I'm probably going to target here to take out most of my bag. The trade here is pretty simple. As long as Giga remains above this channel, then I am going to add a position once Bitcoin hits my 101K target, and then just wait however long it takes to get that move towards the upside, because I think once this gets going, it doesn't really stop. It doesn't have much resistance up until 43, so about 100% from here, and this one's about 150%. So I think that's worth the wait. If it takes 30 days, that's fine, I can wait. But the important thing here is to remember, you got to plan your trades, anticipate the conditions and where you want to enter, where you want to exit before you actually head into the trade, because otherwise you're going to be reacting. And if you're reacting in the market in real time, you're not going to make the best decisions. So that's it for today's video. If you guys like this type of breakdown, let me know if you want more, and I'll be posting 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. That's it. Take care and good luck out there.